And this is a story I'd like to tell you. Back in 2014, I was traveling around the country and was camping at a place called Coronation Beach. Coronation being the crowning of a queen or a king. And my children wanted to learn to surf. So we went to the shop in Geraldton, the main street, and found a surfboard there for sale. And on the deck of the surfboard, there were red hibiscus, giant red hibiscus, which represents Hawaii, salvation, and also the Jubilee. Hawaii is the 50th state of America, the United States, and 50 represents the Jubilee, which was the 50th year of the Hebrew calendar from Leviticus. When they reached this 50th year, it was the second of a Sabbath rest year. And the promise over their people was that the Lord would provide enough harvest in the 48th year to carry them through all the way to the end of the 50th year, so that there was enough food in their barns. And he said to them, if you obey these principles, and that the Jubilee was designed to reset the economic calendar and to restore people to their tribal homelands, restore property to its original tribal group, and to annul the debts that were owed, whether that be through labour servitude or finances, releasing the captives, restoring property back to its original position. So land title and value was based on a 50-year cycle. So the closer to the 50 years, the less value was in the sale of property. This was the original Jubilee process. And so the deck of the surfboard has red hibiscus, which relates to this restoration, freedom, redemption of Israel. And God said to his people, if you observe this tradition every 50 years, releasing people from bondages and debts and slavery to freedom, then I will be in your midst. I will dwell with you and walk with you. So this surfboard has the red hibiscus on the deck from the Jubilee. And when I return to my camp and I flick the board over, I see down the stringer, there's a verse written very lightly in pencil along the middle of the board, which comes from Revelation 13:27, and chapter 14, there's another reference to it. And it said, refuse the mark, 666. If anyone receives this mark, it's an indication that you have bowed to the beast. Your faith is in the world government. Your trust, your allegiance, you worship the beast. And it says, if anyone receives this mark, they will be burned in a lake of sulfur in the presence of the angels. So along the back of the surfboard, I was reminded to refuse the mark. Under all circumstances, do not submit to the mark of the beast, but instead surrender yourself to the King of Kings and be marked by your testimony and the blood of the Lamb. And let this be like a symbol on your forehead and a mark on your forearm that you serve heaven and that you are raptured, caught up in the third realm, the heavenly realm, positioned in global government, kingdom global government, to rule and reign with Christ in this age and the age to come. This is your identity in Christ. Raised from the dead, seated with him in heavenly places to rule and reign with him. Co-heirs with Christ to all the riches of heaven,